Life's a party. Life's always a party. Well, take me out to the ball game. It's a sports show.
Oh, it's sports, baby. If you haven't noticed already.
You like that? I had that planned the whole time.
You did.
Let's try it again. I'll do it again. Well, take me out to the ball game. It's a sports show today, Paul.
Go team, baby.
So this weekend we actually have a pretty funny, pretty cool sports story that we were out drinking, having a good time, partying it up for the NBA Finals.
Life's a party.
Then we actually went to a drinking game. And I don't want to steal your moment. I don't want to steal your story. So I'm going to toss it over to you.
Yeah.
You can tell them about this epic alcoholic game story that you will probably not live down till the day you die.
It was pretty epic, not going to lie. But, we watched the NBA Finals, we'll talk about that as well.
Sports show.
Obviously. But after the game was done, and we decided let's go play a little drinking game. So what's a better drinking game? I think there were 7 of us, but we made it work. It's usually an 8-person game. We played a little baseball.
Baseball. I did see someone made a TikTok on explaining the game baseball.
It was a little different than what we did. Were you watching the same thing?
It might have been.
It's like The Boys or something.
Yeah, it was the same one.
So we played baseball. That was sports. And
sports show.
And it was epic. It was a very great game.
Well, you can play either 3 innings, 6 innings, 7 innings, or 9 innings is a lot of drinking.
That's a normal
we never
game,
play
though.
9 innings.
But
and
guess what?
This past weekend we're playing 9 innings.
There was really nothing else to do. We had just the 8 or 7 of us there. We're like, might as well play the whole game. We played 9 innings, close matchup. Was getting a little far. Honestly, it was kind of getting blown out. Not gonna lie, your team was winning a little bit.
Yeah, it was a game of runs.
Yeah, game of like 1 run.
That's what it is, though. Life is a game of runs. And this game was a game of runs. We were up big, and Paul's team made a comeback. And then it was the bottom of the 9th. Paul?
So basically what happened was my team was down 10-3. This was in like the 3rd inning. And we tried to, we were rallying, get a couple runs each inning. You know what I mean? Finally, bottom of the 9th comes. It's like 11 I think it's like 11-10.
Was there 2 outs?
No, yeah, with me, yeah.
And I just want to say something real quick. As the opponent, because I was on the opposite team of Paul, I was very confident that we were going to win when he was up to the plate. Because all we needed was 1 out. That's all we needed was 1 out. Paul was the guy we wanted up there.
It's a little messed up.
But go ahead.
But basically, tie game. Our buddy Dean hit a tie run in the bottom of the 9th. So it's two outs, bottom of the 9th, tie game. Your boy's up to plate. He was getting taunted a little bit. There were some taunts coming from the field.
Not me.
From a little buddy over here. And, what do? I sink a home run shot, game winner, buzzer beater, crowd goes wild, and
you know what I always say, Paul?
What?
Big time players show up in big time moments.
Oh, that was a big time. Just shows you the life is the party here. You know what I mean?
This show is a podcast. This show is a podcast party. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, man, but it was a party indeed. But
it was a great performance on your end. So let's hop into the show.
Yeah, it just shows you know what I mean? You make every moment a big time moment.
Okay. We'll run it back. We'll run it back this weekend. All right, so the first segment we're going to do is what's a sports show without rankings? Like power rankings or rankings in general.
Starting out hot.
So why not start the show off ranking the best mascots across the league, all levels? And I know, Paul, you were a mascot, so I'm going to do my due diligence and toss this off to you.
Okay.
You're going to give me your top 7, right?
I chose 7. It was hard to choose 5, so I went 7.
So we got a top 7 list of Paul's mascots, and I'm going to critique it. And I'm going to see where I would have moved things, who you missed out on, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so give a little.
Are you going to flash these mascots up on the screen?
Yeah, I'll give them a little flash.
Because they are quite cute.
If you watch on YouTube, I'm going to flash them up for you. We're going to post a little Instagram. I made some nice graphics of them.
Cute and comfy.
I love my mascots. If you know me, I'm a cool guy with
I'm a cool guy
with the mascots. It's something I really enjoy. I was a collegiate mascot for some background at Montclair State University, and I got to do some really cool things and meet some really cool people. So there's 2 people on this list I've met, which is pretty dope. So
I am a little mad at you because you did before we even name anybody. I've been trying. I was going to say trying for years, but Gritty's like 2 years old.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get a picture with Gritty for the longest time, and Paul just Spends a whole day with them. Goes to the park with them. Does everything. But I can't get a single picture with Gritty and Paul did. But here we go.
Epic guy. We're going to start this list off hot. I wanted to do kind of a well-round list of mascots. So one from each professional sport, and I did some college mascots here as well. Starting off hot, number 7, a great college mascot, new to the game, but has been killing it. And that's why kind of unsung hero, I feel. I put him on the list.
Unsung hero.
This is Nitro from UCF, University of Central Florida. Our boy Chris Tran graduated from there.
He's a new guy?
Like last 10 years. He's like a newer college mascot. And because, they're not top 5, what's that called?
Power 5 school.
Yeah, UCF's not in the Power 5 schools. Like, I feel like he gets left behind a little bit, but he's epic, man.
I'm going to Google these guys because I don't really know what they look like. So while you're talking about them.
Nitro's really dope. He's like golden because they're the Golden Knights. He's got a great design, super like badass kind of guy. I ended up visiting Chris a couple years back for I think their homecoming, and I got to see him in action. I got to see like a really fun thing he did with the cheerleaders in like a pool. They have they have a huge fountain in the center of campus that everyone swims in during homecoming. Really dope. And he's just a cool guy. He's a knight. He's pretty badass.
Dude, he looks badass.
You know what I mean?
He looks like he can defeat like Thor and the Avengers by himself.
He's got a big sword. He's pretty dope.
His outfit is, that's got to be $1 million. Like
it looks expensive.
He's high class, this guy.
So he's a really cool guy. So I'm putting him number 7. Kind of underrated. Number 6, we're switching to the MLB. This guy's a real fluffy dude. You might know him. His name's Orbit. Oh, crap. No, we're going to go. So number 6. Orbit's next, but Orbit's number 5. But we're going to talk number 6 right now. These kind of can be interchanged, but I decided to put Gritty on the list. I put him towards the end of the list because he is new. He's only a couple years old, but he's been dominating the mascot space right now. So he deserves to be recognized.
He's a legend. I love the video that comes up on my Twitter line when Gritty goes streaking during the Winter Classic of the NHL game.
That was pretty
hilarious. Yeah,
it was pretty ballsy. For sure.
Just everything he does is hilarious.
Just everything that he's been doing on social media as well as like in person has just been like top notch. And he's just been exploding. So even though he's newer, he hasn't been around that long.
He got a lot of hate to start.
Agreed. Oh, he was. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's ugly."
When I saw him, I was like, "What is that? Like, is that a creature or like what is going on with this guy?" But he's my favorite now. I love him. I have a Gritty stuffed animal.
Yeah, Gritty's right here. If you're watching on YouTube too, I got a pop figure of him. I've met Gritty a few times. Super great guy.
Don't rub it in, bro.
Got his autograph actually. I got some pictures with him. So, he's got a special place in my heart. I think he just defines the city of Philadelphia. Yeah. And Gritty, you know what I mean? Number 6. I think it's good right there. Number 5, as I was getting to a little ahead of myself, going to the MLB. His name is Orbit. He's from the Houston Astros. He's a fluffy green guy, really like crazy, space themed. Ryan looks up Orbit, and all of his space pictures come up.
Yeah, I should have put mascot after that one.
But he's been really fun. His skits that he does.
This guy is a cutie. He's adorable.
Dude, this guy during warm-ups, he really messes with other players.
He's got a baby face.
He's done some really cool things. He did a really awesome bit with Bryce Harper. When Bryce got his big contract.
I saw that. He did the same thing with Manny Machado, too. Wait, I can't remember what it was, though.
So he basically puts a check there.
Yeah, that was great.
He puts like a piece of paper and he's like, "Can I have your autograph?"
That's great.
And then he gives the guy like a big pencil or a big marker. He signs it, whatever. And then he rips it away to reveal that it's actually a check for whatever they signed for. So $330 million was Bryce Harper. And then he takes the check and starts running with it.
Oh, yeah, that's so good.
And it's just a really cool bit. Like, he's a really creative and fun guy.
I remember seeing that video, but I didn't know this guy was the one that did it.
So this is Orbit, Houston Astros. That's my number.
And he's
5.
an alien?
He's like, I don't even know what he is.
He's
man.
naked in this picture, stripping. I don't know what's going on.
Him and his underwear is a big gag he does. He wears like tighty whities. But normally he doesn't wear pants. So it's very specific that he puts on tighty whities.
Screw the Astros. Love this guy. The only thing going good for the Astros right now is their mascot Orbit.
So we're down 3. We're getting to our top 4. Number 4, we're switching over to the NFL. This is one of the best guys in the NFL right now. He is Blue from the Colts.
Now, I've never seen this guy.
Yeah, so Blue's really cool. Blue's got a great TikTok account. He's really big. He's got like 2 million followers over on TikTok. He just does some outlandish stuff. He does a lot of things with like pies.
Well, the first picture here is him stiff arm. Like, you know how like mascots play little kids at like halftime?
Yeah.
He's literally stiff arming the kid with the ball to the face.
He's an aggressive guy, but he's a lot of fun. Great, really funny dancer. His nose.
What's in there?
I don't know if you could like see in the picture that I put up, but just like the Fanatic, he kind of has a
the thing that shoots out.
like a party favor basically in his nose, where Blue has 2 in his nostrils, so he can like blow on them and they come out both of his nostrils.
So he literally blows on something while he's in the costume.
I assume.
Is that what the Fanatic does?
I have no clue.
How do you not know, Paul?
I don't know the inside of each outfit, but it's definitely something mechanical.
Do you think he has like a button that you just press it? Like,
I have no clue, honestly. I think it's really cool,
Yeah,
but that's definitely something that's unique to Blue. But go check all these guys out. Blue's first guy from the NFL. He's been killing it. He's been killing it.
And he's blue.
He's blue.
He's a blue horsey.
Top 3. Okay, so this is really tight, but I think one of the best college mascots out there right now is Brutus. He is from the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's super simple in his design. He's basically just like a football outfit with gloves, and then he has this big head. Ryan looked up Brutus again, and it comes up the very famous Greek Brutus guy. But
I know who Brutus looks like. I just wanted to.
But no, he's really cool. He does this thing where he punches his head. It's like really famous.
I don't like him.
He's a great dancer. He does a lot of push-ups and stuff. He's just a very energetic.
That's
mascot.
why I don't like him.
Why?
Because he kind of gives me like I'm better than everybody else. When our team scores a touchdown, I can do all these push-ups.
He's definitely like that. Yeah, for sure.
I'm anti-Ohio State.
Okay.
So he's like comes off as kind of like he's the tool of mascots.
I agree. He's very cocky. He's a dope guy though. So that's Brutus. Definitely check him out.
Brutus.
Ohio State. Top 2. Going back to is it our first one? It's our first and only one in the NBA. And this guy is amazing. He has about 3 million TikTok followers. He's amazing on social media. He does a great gag with popcorn, which is my favorite gag in all of sports. And this is Benny the Bull. So definitely check out Benny the Bull, Chicago Bulls, NBA team. He's just a super funny dude. He's a really good dancer. He does a bunch of like TikTok dances, but he's super funny too. And his social media game has been off the chain. So
I don't know much about Benny.
he does a popcorn bit.
What's the popcorn bit?
He basically has 2 big.
He dressed up as Mario.
Dude, he's so
Super
funny.
Mario.
He's so funny. He has 2. Every game, what he does is he goes down his section and he has 2 big popcorn bags,
Right.
like huge, like 4 or 5 feet. It's 2 of them, and he walks down his section. Well, it's called like the Benny Cam, and basically every game he walks down his section with the popcorn and then falls and flips all the popcorn.
Yeah.
But he'll, like, even if he has some left, he'll keep like throwing it, and he just goes crazy with the popcorn, and it's just amazing.
He looks
It's
like one of the
such a good gag.
skinnier mascots. I mean, most mascots are like fluffy and big. These guys like.
I think the NBA specifically, like a lot of those guys are pretty slim. There's one in particular. His name's Stuff. He's from the Orlando Magic, and he's pretty big. He's like the biggest one I've seen.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah,
He's cool.
But I mean, a lot of the NBA mascots in particular are thin. But I think because they're very athletic, like
True, because they'd have to like jump off a trampoline and do dunks between the legs.
Yeah, those guys are a lot.
Like imagine
more,
the Philly Fanatic flying in the air doing a triple front flip to dunk a ball. Not gonna happen.
So those guys have to be a little more athletic. So I think that's why they look like that. Number 1,
We all know this.
going back to the MLB, hands down the best mascot of all time. Undisputed, really. I mean, you can ask anybody. He was basically the creator of the mascot. He made it popular, and he's just so iconic. This is the Philly Fanatic. So we are from Philly area, and we do support. I mean, I'm wearing a Phillies jersey, but I've met the Fanatic. I'm actually. Oh, I should probably put that on the show.
Paul is the Philly Fanatic.
No, I wish, man. That guy's.
Well, you
awesome.
actually, when you were little, you dressed as the Philly Fanatic for Halloween.
I did. I have 2 really great stories with the Fanatic. When I was little, I got to meet him. My mom made a costume when I was 10 years old. And this was before social media and that kind of stuff. So my mom made a Philly Fanatic costume for Halloween. I was him for 10 years when I was 10 years old. We took a picture, and we sent it to him. Like, we shipped it to the Phillies organization. In March, the Philly Fanatic calls me and my mom on her home phone, leaves a voicemail, and says, "Hey, like I love the outfit. Thanks for supporting the Phillies. I'd love to bring you to a game."
The Philly Fanatic calls you? He doesn't talk, Paul.
Oh, well, he called me, gave me a little text or something.
Oh, he texted you?
And I got to meet him. He gave me and my mom free tickets, and I got to dance with him on the dugout during the 7th inning stretch, dressed as my Philly Fanatic with him. So
you know what I noticed? Ever
really
since
cool.
that you did that, now you start to see that kids do it all the time.
All the
It's
time.
almost like every other game. There's kids dancing as dressed as So did you create this, Paul?
I don't think I
Did you kickstart
created it.
this dress as a little Philly Fanatic kid and get on stage and dance with him?
I think it's definitely more common as people get more creative and like people try to do different things. Like Gritty was a huge Halloween costume the last 2 years. And you see little kids do it. My mom was Gritty like last or 2 years ago. Had a homemade Gritty outfit. Huge fan of him.
Gritty's awesome. I love
But
Gritty.
the Philly Fanatic really started the world of mascots. Like, he's one of the first, and he's just super iconic. He's the most sued in all of sports.
Oh, I could see that.
He just touches people and he messes with people too much a little, but he's great. So
Then, he got sued for the hot dog thing.
did he hit somebody? With
He hit someone with the hot dog cannon, like broke their nose, and they tried to sue the Philly Fanatic into like a lawsuit.
He gets sued a lot. So
Crazy, but
what do you think of my list?
I just want to say overall mascots are just a great part of sports.
Agreed. Totally.
Because you'll have like teams like the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan, where they're not going to have any extracurricular activity. It's strictly baseball.
It's
Like
very,
no playgrounds in the background. No seeing how fast you could throw. You don't see that in Yankee Stadium. That's why they win so many games, Paul.
Yeah.
But no, it is fun. Like if your team stinks, at least you go to the ball game, you get a picture with the mascot, whatnot. But your list overall, Gritty. What is he doing at 6, Paul? He's number 2.
You think what?
Number 1 is Philly Fanatic. Number 2 is Gritty. And another person you let off the list?
Who?
Number 3, Franklin. It's all Philly sports.
Dude, Franklin's not a good mascot.
Franklin is a legend.
No, he's not.
Gab's not going to like you. My girlfriend loves Franklin.
Franklin the dog is the 76ers
Franklin.
mascot. He's a blue dog. He's okay.
They know who Franklin is because he's a top 10-7
He's not.
mascot.
He's not at all. There's so many great mascots out there. I was telling Ryan, another guy I kind of left off the list is the Coyote from the San Antonio Spurs. He's really funny. He was awesome.
All right, and I got 2 more.
Who else?
Out. The Rockets, Clutch.
Clutch
the
is
Bear.
great.
He's awesome.
Clutch is great.
Clutch is awesome. He's got to be on this
He's
list.
really good too. His TikTok game's awesome.
See? Clutch. And then the one that just popped in my head now, Oregon Ducks. The Duck.
The Duck is
He's in a
good,
couple
too.
ESPN commercials.
He is.
So
Those ESPN commercials with the mascots are the best. There was one in particular. Now we're just talking about mascots a little bit. My favorite one is the one with NJ, who is the New Jersey Devils mascot, and the Penguin from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they do a bit where basically they keep like going back and forth of turning the thermostat like hot and cold, and it's just so funny. Like it's just a stupid bit in the office where everyone's like, "Oh, they're shivering," and then you see like the Penguin walk by, and then the Devil like looks at the thermostat and he turns it to hot, and then the Penguin looks at it and he goes back and he turns it, and it's just such a cool little thing.
Mascots are funny.
They did. Now that I'm thinking about it, the last one that I remember that they did kind of with a bunch of mascots was. They did one with Andrew McCutcheon and the Pirates. So they did like the Pirates, the Buccaneers mascot, like anything to do with a pirate themed. Seton Hall was in there with the Pirates. Like any pirate mascot in all of sports basically got together in this. And ESPN was doing it was one of the commercials, and they did a conference, whatever. Well, basically all the mascots come in at once, steal everything.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew
And, like, the
McCutcheon
conference
comes in, and he's like, "All right, you saw."
McCutcheon's like, grab the the snacks on the table. So he's like, grab them or something. Grab the donuts.
All of the pirates steal like everything from the conference room, and it's a really good commercial.
Man. Great segment. Love mascots. Added fun.
Dude, brings so much light to sports.
Fun component to sports for sure.
Really.
All right. So what's our second segment, Paul? For sports show.
Sports show, baby.
Sports show. Love
You
it.
can't talk about sports without the idea of tailgating.
No, you can't.
Tailgating's a real big thing, especially in America, where you just want to get drunk.
Yeah.
The
21 and over.
The game's too short sometimes.
Yeah.
2-3 hours, even 4 hours.
You got to tailgate before the game, and if it's like a 1 o'clock baseball game or a 1 o'clock football game, you're back in the tailgate after the game.
Especially
or
if
the
you,
after party.
Especially if you won. Yeah, you're just going to keep going.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you a little tailgate do's and don'ts. You know, if you're planning a tailgate, hopefully in the future, hopefully we get back to live sports. But if you plan a tailgate, football game, baseball game, anything, you want to tailgate a hockey game, do it.
Do it.
You know what I mean? We want to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
All right, so what's number one? Or not number one, just what's one thing?
Yeah, we're going to give you a list of things. Basically, make sure you got a designated driver with you.
We always have issues with this because no one ever doesn't want to drink.
That's the hard thing.
But the thing is, you have to find the friend who, A, has a truck.
True.
Because you need to bring a table, you need to bring food. We'll get to that later. But you got to bring a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But that person also has to drive home. So they can't drink. And finding one of a kid our age to drive home and not drink and hang out with us and play games,
It's
not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it is tough to do, but try to make sure you get a designated driver so you don't drive drunk.
That's a good thing. Don't drive drunk.
Number 2, wear team gear.
Yeah, you don't be pulling up in like your normal outfit. Even if it's a polo. You got a polo, you want to dress a little fratty, you got the team logo on it.
It's got to have the team logo.
There you go.
It's one of the things that drive me crazy at sports games. If I'm there and there's like a couple next to me and a button down, like dress high heels and like a black shirt, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a sports game. I don't care if you're a millionaire, Paul. Wear a jersey, wear a shirt with the logo, a hat, something.
If you got
not a watch, a rolled up. Oh, just broke the table. Don't wear a watch or a Gucci belt. Like what are we doing here?
Especially if you have money, you can afford that stuff. You want to buy a jersey for a game, like you got the money, just go buy it then and there. Like go buy it from the stadium. Go buy your $130 jersey from the stadium.
That's nothing. But you gotta wear team apparel.
Yeah.
It's part of the experience, Paul.
I thought this was really interesting. Obviously, with the bubble and everything, and the NHL being in the playoff, or the Flyers being in the NHL playoffs, you know, we were dressing up with hockey jerseys in the summer, and that kind of stuff. And we, a few of our friends, we went to Xfinity and we watched one of the playoff games for the Flyers. And I was like, I don't want to wear a jersey, bro. Like,
right.
It's 95 out. This sucks.
Those jerseys are heavy.
I end up, I got a nice polo. It's nice. It's like short sleeve and it's got the Flyers logo on it. I was like, perfect. And I got complimented on it the whole time.
There you go.
Where all these guys are sweating their ass off in these hockey jerseys in August.
Finesse the game, bro. All right, next one.
Number 3.
No. Yes, number 3. Sorry.
Number 3. Don't get too hammered so you miss the game entirely.
That is a good one. I've seen it happen more than you could imagine, especially in college. We're in college, pregame in the football game.
Are great, man.
But he missed the late fourth quarter 20-point comeback. Yeah, we come back to the dorm. He missed the game. We came back for 21 points. He's got a bottle of Fireball on his chest, laying on the ground, passed out. He missed the game.
There you go.
Because he tailgated pregame too hard, Paul.
Yeah, it's hard because you want to party. You know what I mean?
But you got to make it to the game. That's the whole point of the pregame and tailgate.
Life's a party. You want to party. But, you know, actually watch the game. You know what I mean?
Not only did that kid not make it to the game, he missed the comeback, and he couldn't find a nice Four Loko girl.
No, because you're too drunk and you're laying in bed.
Missed the game. So don't miss the game. Number 4, play games while you're tailgating. I say this all the time. Competition breeds excellence. So if you're in the parking lot, play Flip Cup. Flip Cup's a great tailgating game.
For sure.
It involves everybody. Play a game of Pong. Also, not just drinking games, but bring a football. Have a catch if you're tailgating a football game. Bring a football, toss it around with the boys, your dad, your family.
Perfect. Bring cornhole. I mean, whatever you want to do.
Cornhole's a great one.
You know, a lot of people love that. So, watch the pregame. I've seen people bring TVs and stuff. It's like crazy. Watch the pregame, do whatever, play some music, grill, play some games, and breeds excellence, that competition, you know?
Number 5 also piggybacks off of that kind of camaraderie.
With those games and stuff, get your neighbors involved. Who's around you?
This is good for you to talk about because you're one of those guys that's kind of
social guys.
Social guys. So let's get over there. Yo, let's go. You got a Carson Wentz jersey. I love Carson.
So what's great about interacting with people is that when you're drunk, it's a lot easier and for strangers to bond over things.
It is.
So if you're at an Eagles tailgate, especially Philly fans, but I mean any fans, if you're wearing a Carson Wentz jersey and you say, you know what I mean, you're playing a game, you see some guys over there and a girl or whatever playing a game, and you're playing a game too. You're like, hey, come on, come play with us. You want a drink? You want a Four Loko? What do you want?
You want a Four Loko?
And they'll be like, Oh,
Want
yeah,
a
bro,
shotgun?
of course.
Shotgun?
Yeah, invite him to drink. I do that all the time. I see strangers and invite them to drink. And I did it at the bowling alley the other night. Saw a guy. I was like, yo, bro. He's like, it's my birthday. I was like, you want a shot?
Yeah, so definitely interact with your neighbors. Makes a great time for the tailgate. Number 6. So while you're interacting with your neighbors, you got to bring food. You got to accommodate the tailgating party.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got to bring, I don't know, maybe sandwiches is probably the easiest thing to do.
I've seen people grill, and that's great. If you got
That's
a
the
little
thing, though. You got to bring a whole grill.
Yeah, but like a little grill. You got those little grills people bring.
Some people go a little over the top. They'll bring like a whole trailer, like a big-ass grill, like a big-ass picnic
those,
table. Like, you don't need all that.
I've seen those. People bring like hoagies and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most convenient.
Definitely bring like chips. I love soft pretzels. I think that's a great tailgating thing. Bring some pretzels, especially
well, they
if
always
you got a
sell
big
them
group.
around like
They sell them around
the
Philly
food
too.
vendors. Yeah, you just walk
Yeah.
around and get a pretzel on the street, you know?
There you go.
Also, don't bring enough beer.
Oh, you got to bring enough beer.
Because if you run out tailgating, there's really not much you can do. Like, there's not
Where
liquor
else you buying more beer?
There's not liquor stores around there. So you would have to buy an $8 beer in the stadium.
Yeah.
So bring enough beer, bring some food, so you can stomach that alcohol, so you don't miss the 20-point comeback.
There you
and
go.
you can hang out with the 4 local girls to celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
What's the next one, Paul?
So what you do want to do is find a nice parking spot, right? But you want to park basically.
We're talking about partying and all this partying and how to have a good time. Parking the party.
Find your parking spot is what you got to do. But you got to make sure.
It's critical.
You got to get out of there. But, there might be a lot of spots there. You get there early, obviously. You get enough room for you and your buddies or whoever you want to bring around. But make sure you're maybe towards the end a little bit so that when the game's over, you can get the hell out of there and don't worry about that traffic.
It's a key component. Like, a lot of people don't realize the frustration of getting out of a parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a lot of people realize.
They probably do.
We went to a Yankees game one time in the playoffs in a parking garage.
Probably. Yeah, it's awful.
Took us 2 hours to get out of the garage, Paul. So get that little end piece so you can get on and slide right out of the exit. Usually the back entrances are good. I mean the back exits.
Make sure you don't screw yourself. You think you get an end spot, but then close to an entrance or exit, and then you realize that there's only one exit, and that's not the gate you're by. So don't screw yourself over.
So find the right spot. Last one. Definitely talk shit on the other fans.
There you go.
If they're coming to your house and you're tailgating and they got the other team's jersey on, you gotta talk shit.
You got it. Yeah, for sure.
Like, what are you doing here? Like, well, your team sucks.
There
Like,
you go.
that guy pitching tonight sucks. We're gonna rock him. He's gonna be out 2 innings. Like, talk shit. At the same time, don't get in the physical altercations. I know alcohol can bring that up, but don't fight.
Yeah, no fights needed in the tailgate to ruin the evening.
You know why I say not to fight people?
Why?
I'm not a fighter. Simply the fact that I can accidentally run into a fight with an MMA fighter by accident.
Yeah, you don't know who you're fighting.
I don't know if he's an MMA fighter.
You have no clue what that guy's got.
So I'm not a fighter. I'll talk shit. I'll talk shit on the other fans, but I'm not gonna fight.
Yeah, definitely have fun with other people. Be careful in Philly. Those people might get into fights a little easier than normal.
What about the people that wear jerseys that don't correlate with either of the teams that are playing?
I hate when people do that.
So say the Phillies are playing the Braves. The dude has an Astros jersey
Stupid. Get the why.
Or not even a baseball jersey on. He'll have like a Dallas Cowboys jersey. You come into Philly to a Phillies game against the Braves and you wear a Dallas Cowboys Ezekiel Elliott jersey. You're asking for just
You're
something.
asking to get hurt. That's literally
What is
it is.
going on there?
So, if you don't know this already, Ryan does, but I work for the New Jersey Devils. Got a represent right there. Got a Jersey Devils hat. There's a really cool thing that they do in their stadium for the Jumbotron, and they basically do wrong fan cam is like their cam. So it's a really fun thing where basically if they see fans in the stadium that it's like, hey, the Flyers are playing the Devils, and there's an Islanders jersey. They'll like find him in the field. They're like, get out of here! Like it's super fun.
Or Gritty would go up to him and just dump a bucket of water on him. Call it a day.
There you go.
But yeah, definitely take those tips. Enhance your tailgating experience. Have fun.
And get ready for when we go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, next time's going to be
It's going to be a banger when we go back. That's for sure.
All right, so the next segment is going to be a fun one. So since this is a sports episode. Sports show. Why not go into a segment as if we are a morning sports talk show?
I like the idea. I like it.
So we have people calling in today, at this instance, very moment, talking sports, and we will then answer their questions.
Okay.
Discuss the topics, etc. All right, so let's not waste any more time. This is Paul and Ryan's sports radio show on Life's a Party podcast. The phone lines are now open.
All right, callers, what do you got?
Callers on line 1, here we go. All right, I got producers coming in. We have our first caller on line 1. How are you?
What's up, Life's a Party? This is Andrew Miller from Stratford. Just calling in to give my thoughts about the Phillies. I'm not really sure why they haven't signed JT Realmuto yet. He's the best catcher in baseball. You take a look around the MLB, you're not going to find anybody better than him. Bryce Harper shows that he wants him here. The whole Philly fan base wants him here. So why don't they get a fucking deal done? Oh, and Paul, don't forget your sunscreen.
A little aggressive at the end there, but it's an honest question. The Phillies have to figure out what they're going to do with JT Realmuto's contract. Now, the thing is, MLB teams don't really pay catchers like that. So Is JT a top catcher in the league? Yeah, you could say that he's one of the top. He can throw, he can hit, he can play defense. But the big key here is that the Phillies have other needs, Andrew.
Yeah.
So when you're screaming at me, what the fuck are we doing here and not signing them, do we want to address the bullpen for the Phillies?
I think that's definitely what you need to address.
Or do we want to address paying JT Realmuto, who is a great catcher, top 2 in the league, probably the best catcher all around.
Yeah, for sure.
Pay him a monster contract and still have a shit bullpen.
There you go.
So which one do you want, Paul? A shitty bullpen for the rest of your life or JT?
You want JT, but is it really just one player, one position, really worth, what's been losing all of our games? I don't know. So
it's not a world of fantasy, Andrew. There's a salary cap.
There's a reason
sports.
probably why he's not getting signed. Even though everyone knows that you want him here, you like him.
Do you want Hector Neris coming in the 9th inning every day? You saw the video of JT Realmuto when he's called to the bullpen.
Yeah, he's rolling his eyes.
He's like, this guy's coming in.
So funny.
So it's one of those things, Andrew. What do you want? Do you want to have JT, who catchers don't tend to last that long in the MLB? They can only catch on their legs for so long. Or address getting rid of Hector Neris in the 9th inning and blowing 85 games a year. So that's the thing there. Producers coming into my ear. We have another call coming in on line 2. What you got?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris in Stratford. I just want to talk about the Doc Rivers hiring with the Sixers. I mean, all this dude has done is just lose in big moments in his career. We do that enough as is. What the fuck are we doing hiring this guy? He's not going to bring us over the top. All he's going to do is take us to a second round and lose in Game 7 again. Let me know what you guys think.
A lot of F-bombs flying today.
Really,
a lot of angry Philadelphia fans.
Really angry fans.
You like the Sixers?
I do. I like the Sixers. I know a good amount about Doc Rivers.
Doc. I think it's a pretty good move. I mean, compared to the other options we had for the Sixers fans out there, Christopher, we had Mike D'Antoni, who is the Rockets coach.
There you go.
Clutch's coach. You like that?
Yes, Clutch's coach.
And he likes to run up and down the court and shoot threes. Ben Simmons took 3 threes this year, probably.
Yeah, we're not a 3 team.
We're not a 3-and-D team, Paul. No. We're not a James Harden 1-on-1. Then you got Ty Lue, who was another option that people wanted. We all know what happened to Ty Lue in Philadelphia. He was guarding Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Fell down. Allen Iverson stepped over him in the NBA Finals and disrespected him.
And it's a meme for all eternity.
And you want that guy to come in the Philadelphia and coach? That was never going to happen.
No.
He was never going to be the coach of a team where this single moment has affected his life in so many ways.
Agreed.
And he's got to be reminded every night coaching the Sixers. That was never going to happen.
No.
And I do think that's the reason why it would never happen. But I like the Doc Rivers move. He's respected around the league.
Agreed.
He showed that he can win with good players. Not only can he coach, but he manages locker rooms.
Yes.
So he can manage Embiid's milkshake and 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches before the game. Hey, Embiid, respect me when I'm doing. Cut down the milkshakes. All right?
Come on, bro.
Ben, shoot a couple of threes. He can manage players. So what? He lost a couple. That's not his fault. The players suck. He's good out of timeouts. Brett Brown sucks out of timeouts. You like the move, Paulie?
Yeah, I like Doc. I think it was a safe thing.
Wasn't there like a I don't know if you know this, but the Clippers who'd they play? Where Doc Rivers' daughter? Oh, Seth Curry. Seth Curry is marrying Doc Rivers' daughter.
Okay.
And they were planning the when and whatnot.
So it was basically saying, like, who do you think she's rooting for right now?
Well, that's what it was.
Clearly,
yeah.
They're like clearly her husband or fiance.
Is that what you would do?
Would you root for your father or your fiance? I feel like you'd root for your fiance. Unfortunately, you know what I mean.
Probably the same. All right, so we have our we like the Doc Rivers hire. We have our one last call in.
Yeah, let's take one more.
Last one. Let's take one more. Here it is. Coming in.
Shawnee Brony 12 here. Love the show and love what you do with it. Having John Brown and Stephon Diggs on my fantasy football team, it's safe to say the least, I've been a heavy Bills watcher and quite the fan of Bills Mafia. My question regarding the Bills to all you Bills fans out there, are they the real deal?
That's a good question, Sean. You know, that's a good question.
Why?
Because I don't really give a shit.
What the Bills
don't
do?
care what the Bills do at all.
Nah.
Have the Bills shown anything to you to like care about them coming from Buffalo? Not a lot of winning in the playoffs. Like, do they come off?
You know, it sucks kind of for their fan base, what they've been through.
Well, their fan bases want to talk about tailgate parties.
They're crazy. They are insane. When a team that isn't that good all the time. And you see videos of their tailgates, of those guys smashing tables.
Oh, they're absurd.
In the freezing snow.
Bills Mafia, that's what they call themselves.
Yeah.
They are the most absurd. I wouldn't even want to go tailgate a game there. But
the stadium's not full. I've seen pictures of the stadium.
It's freezing. I mean, so what? They're undefeated. What are they, 4-0 right now? They're boring. Yeah. I need to see more from the Bills before I can get on your little bandwagon, Shawnee. I don't know what this whole Josh Allen hype is. The dude could stand on top of Walt Whitman, which is a bridge, and miss throwing it into the ocean. He can't throw the ball. He just can't throw the ball. I think you, Sean, could throw the ball better. So to answer your question...
That's a big statement.
So to answer your question, I don't even want to answer it. I'm just not enthused by the Bills. I don't care about the Bills.
So we'll see.
We'll see down the road if they prove themselves. You can call it again, Sean, and I'll give you a better answer. But until then, we'll see the Bills and what they're about later on in the season.
There you go. Well, thanks for calling in, everybody.
Yeah, we do appreciate the call-ins, even though there was a couple F-bombs.
Yeah, but I mean,
we
gotta watch
Philly.
it. Yeah, agreed.
What's up with the fucking Phillies bullpen?
Yeah, we get passionate about the sports here, so for sure.
No Eagles calls though.
No, that was surprising. I think.
What's up with you and what's your Wentz and the Eagles take so far?
Yeah, I got Wentz here too. If you're watching on YouTube, I got a nice little pop figure of him. I think everyone's a little too hard on him. Honestly, I think with the wide receivers that he's given, and just like everything around him too, like the pressure on him is ridiculous, which is understandable. Like Philly doesn't take.
That's because it's the Philly's guy.
Agreed.
That's your guy, Paul.
Agreed. But I think with like what he's being dealt, it's just kind of unfair.
Yeah, there's been injuries and whatnot.
It's like everyone always puts everything on him, but it's like, dude, if you changed a lot of people who he's throwing to,
then you see
and a lot of the coaching, like he'd be winning a few more games. So
and at the same time, you see Big Dick Nick over there winning some games against Tom Brady. It's gotta be a stinger for you, Paul.
I mean, Nick Foles, good guy. You know, he's with Chicago. He's a cool guy. Did he beat Tom? Yeah, he did. Did he barely beat Tom? Yeah, he did. But I'm gonna give it to him. You know.
So Wentz is still your guy.
Wentz is, he was always my guy.
He's always your guy.
Nick Foles, too old. But will I always love Nick Foles? I think will the city of Philadelphia always love Nick Foles? Hell yeah, of course.
All right, well, that was our sports talk show. It's kind of fun, kind of interacting as if this is sports talk show. What?
Oh, for this segment. I was like...
No, I was just talking about for this segment. It's cool to have a sports talk show, have call-ins.
It's like, we ending the show?
It's kind of fun. But no.
We'll definitely do that again. I think that's a cool idea. Trying to get fans more interactive with the show. Have you call in. And give us your
maybe
thoughts.
it won't be a sports show. Maybe we'll do call-in for the Fashion Week. New York Fashion Week.
Maybe. We'll see if we get there.
But what's our next thing we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the NBA Finals range, right?
Yeah, I think, NBA Finals just ended the other day. If you're listening to this Tuesday morning.
LeBron James wins his fourth championship, Paul.
It was pretty dope. I love watching the NBA playoffs. It's like my favorite playoffs to watch out of all sports. So, LeBron's my guy. I'm a LeBron fan. I just want to see him succeed. I think he's such a hard worker, and I think he deserves the success, and he kind of gets shit on for no reason. He gets all this hate for no reason, yet he came from a bad area. He's literally had no scandals. He takes really good care of his body with the health and performance, and he's only done good things.
He gets a lot of heat.
And he gets so much heat for no reason.
What's name one thing LeBron has done that...
Negative, nothing.
Nothing in the media. Nothing. He's not cheating on his wife. He's not harassing.
But he's not causing any outside problems.
No.
And he's just really passionate. People say, oh, he does this in the game or he does that. He's just a passionate player. He wants to be.
Yeah, he is a baby sometimes, but he's LeBron. But the one thing we wanted to touch on in the NBA Finals, not the specifics of the actual series.
The game and stuff, yeah.
We know the Lakers won. LeBron won his fourth championship and whatnot, but we actually thought it was interesting to look at the TV ratings. So we're at the time where it's really about we're in an election year. We're in a bubble playing games with no fans. We're in a pandemic. We have football going on at the same time as the NBA Finals. So we thought it was interesting
For sure.
just to check out the TV ratings and see what kind of coverage they're getting, who's watching, either if it's just because there's no fans, if it's just because you have a political reason, or if it's just because you'd rather watch football.
Yeah, like there's a lot of factors what was going on in the NBA bubble. So,
but we saw in an article, I just wanted to look up the numbers. Right here it just says ABC's broadcast of the Los Angeles Lakers victory over the Miami Heat in Game 6, which was the last game that the Lakers clinched on. It was really no match for the Sunday Night Football game. That was last night. It was the Seahawks and I forget who it was. What the frick? Paul, come on.
I didn't even watch. I watched the finals. I was paying attention to the finals.
But I actually watched the football game, and I was
Okay.
flipping back and forth. But I can't remember who Vikings and Seahawks was the game. So they had the two games going on at the same time, and the TV ratings for the basketball game were actually 55% down from last year's finals when the Raptors beat the Warriors. Now, that's taking a lot of factors in that the football game was on and so forth. But 57% down from the Nielsen rating is a big dip in viewership, Paul.
So I think, we kind of talked before we got on the show here, like what would be the reasons why the number would be so low? First is, you're competing with football, which is, so depending on like, are there a lot of NBA fans? Are you specifically like an NBA fan or are you just a sports fan in general? So during like June, even probably a lot of those football fans are also just sports fans, so they're also watching the game. But if they had to choose between an NBA game and an NFL game, they'd watch that, the NFL over that. So that's probably why the ratings are down. Also, social injustice and those.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a
talks
factor.
in
I
the
mean, they
bubble.
got sayings on the back of their jerseys. People are against that, and there's.
So but like there's people that are like, oh, like let's take sports and these like political things and as well as social things and kind of divide them, like they don't need to be together. So you could also be turning off the game for that. You're like, oh, I'm against that, this, that, and the other. And then there's the idea of like the bubble. Like I think the energy in the building is just very different without fans, especially for an NBA game where they're very like, especially when you watch on TV, they're very close and like in the game.
People don't even value the game. Like, people say this is like an asterisk championship. Like, Scottie Pippen used to play for the Bulls, second man, right hand man, Michael Jordan, is saying that I think this is an asterisk because they don't have to deal with travel. They don't have to go into opposing opponents' stadiums and play in front of those fans. They don't have to worry about being tight on the plane flying back and forth to the games. But at the same time, there's people who are like, well, it's a whole different mental aspect.
So that's where I fall in like more play, where I think out of all of the other seasons, this one's definitely, I mean, just like golf, like I love golf, but it's that idea of like a mental capacity where being away from your family for so long, all you're doing is thinking about basketball probably 24/7.
Right.
So that's all on your mind. Constantly, and what else is there really to do in the bubble? Like, you're really focused on the game, which is probably a good thing and a bad thing because you're having probably those guys figuring out time for their free time just to escape a little bit is probably gonna be a lot harder. And then you're around your teammates a lot more. Like you're with them, which is a cool thing. You could have a really great bond, or it could explode those teams.
Not only are you seeing your teammates all the time, but you're seeing the referees, you're seeing the opponents.
That's what's really cool.
You saw early on in the playoffs where Donovan Mitchell went for like 50 points against Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray just went to go get like dinner after the game, and there's Donovan Mitchell on FaceTime.
That was so funny. He was like, yeah, whatever he said, he's like, yeah, bro, he just scored 55 on me. I have to see him at lunch. Like, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's definitely weird times. I remember Diana Taurasi, the WNBA player, was like, what you said. It's like you play the game and then you're done, but then it's like all you think about is basketball. You can't get away. You can't just have a night out. Can't just chill on the couch.
You're locked in there, man.
Just everything's
for
just
3-4 months. I mean, it's a lot for your mental capacity.
So you can have the asterisk. I mean, there's going to be an asterisk on this season regardless.
Yeah.
Whether it was more impressive or less impressive. There's going to be an asterisk overall. And then just the one last thing we're going to touch on the NBA is the kind of LeBron versus Jordan argument. I mean, we're not going to get into it.
Could be a whole episode in itself.
But I really just don't like the argument. Like, they argue about it every day on ESPN.
It's
like,
a lot.
Who's your GOAT? Is he the GOAT now? Like, just stop talking about it. Like, get rid of the argument. Let's just appreciate LeBron's greatness.
Yeah.
We're living in his generation. The only thing I can't stand, that's one thing I'll say on this topic and I'll be done, is that we live in LeBron's generation.
You're going to be more biased.
The older people have their MJ, their Jordan days. They're not going to change their mind.
No.
So I just hate kids who are my age or a little bit young or younger than me, and then their team Michael Jordan.
It's like you didn't watch him.
Because your dad said he was better than LeBron. You just take your player in our generation as LeBron. Be his supporter. Don't be Team Jordan.
Yeah.
They haven't even seen him play a game, but they're Team Jordan. My dad said this, but just enjoy the greatness in front of you. Appreciate what he's doing and whatnot for the game and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I think it's, as you said, just kind of enjoy what's going on at the moment. Like, you see him; he's 35 years old. I personally probably should have won MVP this year as well. Mm-hmm. And literally performing at such a high level at that age in his 17th season. And he keeps like transforming his game. Like everything's changing. Like each year, it's a little different. It's just really interesting to see. So, I think
his body, he's just fit. Like I feel like he could play forever. So he eats all the right. Like that's like Brady. He eats all the right stuff. He does the right treatment.
You know what I mean?
So
we'll definitely see. I think it's an argument for you have to wait. Like you just got to wait until everything's over when you can compare final stats. Same with Brady. It's like Brady's going to go down as one of the best ever. It's like we'll see when he gets there, but enjoy it while it's happening.
Stop debating and just enjoy it. Don't be a hater.
So that's kind of our talk on the NBA Finals. Did you watch any of those games? How do you feel about the bubble? Maybe last thing real quick about this was the idea of like COVID cases. Zero COVID cases, which I think is so interesting. Same with NHL.
Not only is that from like a sports impact, but that's like testing results that can not only help for future or other sports, but our freaking country.
Like the best thing was on Twitter was like, yo, the NBA should be taking over the country right now. Like whoever was in charge of the NBA bubble, join government. Like we need to fix this issue.
Like these results shouldn't just be for sports and to use them for other sports. These results should be used on our country and how we can stop getting these COVID cases in our country, not just sports.
But it just shows you too. I mean, with the NFL right now, like dealing with so many COVID cases, how smart the bubble was, just like props off to them. And glad we can get in the seasons. So really ending the show here, we're gonna give you a little update on like what's been happening with us. And, Ryan's been betting a lot, right?
I have been, but we've been on a little break, but we're 14-10 overall in bet of the week. Mostly, none of it's going to be on the show. It's just mostly all going to be through Instagram. Hopefully some of you guys are taking it, because if you've taken all of our bets so far, you'd be 14-10, which means you'd be up, well, I don't know the numbers, but you'd be up a couple units.
Probably a good amount of money.
You'll be some money. So definitely pay attention to those bets of the week. I'll definitely do one tomorrow. I don't even know what's going on tomorrow. Oh, there's football tomorrow. Tuesday. Or football today. So there's football tonight, so I'll give a bet for tonight. Also, I know you're excited. I saw a commercial today for the Masters coming up in November. And the commercial is like, Georgia.
I've seen
Georgia.
It. That's what they usually do. But it's definitely a little different, and they're showing...
November.
They're showing Augusta in November with the fall colors. And I'm like, holy crap.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be
really
beautiful.
Cool. So, we got the Masters coming soon. Tiger's right here if you're watching on YouTube. Got
Tiger.
Your boy Tiger, reigning Masters champ.
Defending. Dude, I'm so excited. Masters, not to get on tangent, but the Masters might be my favorite sport event of the year.
It's
better than the Super Bowl. Like, it's 4 days of just golf. It's the best tour. Like, it's just
the
so green
great.
Jacket,
It's
Tiger.
really, really
it's
cool.
Historic. Best sporting event of the year.
So we're going to get there. We'll definitely talk golf and more later as we get towards November.
Maybe we'll have like a mini Masters show.
I like
our
that
picks.
idea.
We'll do like a betting 15, 20-minute
talk
betting
about
show.
some golf, talk about fun things,
Masters show?
golf. I mean, anything you want, man. But continuing the show a little bit, like...
contest update.
Yeah, so that contest we've been doing on our Instagram, hopefully you've been following, giving your entries in. The goal is 250 followers. We're getting there. We're at like 215. But we want to give this thing out before Halloween. Like, it's a Halloween basket.
Yeah,
so
it's going to go out regardless.
We're going to give it away next week. So just keep putting your entries in. Like, we're going to announce the winner on next week's show.
We'll actually we'll film us picking the winner on the show. You'll see on the show, and then that's how you'll know you won.
So there we go. That's going to be our basket. Thank you if you've participated. You can still continue
Keep
to
going.
participate. Yeah,
Keep going.
putting your entries in.
I might throw a couple more in there.
So there you go.
I might win.
Next thing we want to talk about a little bit is like merchandising. We keep talking about it. It's coming. We created some designs.
It's not only coming, but it's already progressing.
It is. We're getting
really,
there.
really progressing.
So our goal, the guy that we've been going through, a little backed up. He's very busy right now. So our goal is to get them. Our t-shirt guy.
Our guy.
You know what I mean? We got a guy for
We can't
everything.
release his name. It's our guy.
But our goal is really like we want to have your shirts, have your sweatshirts, anything that you want of Life's a Party out by the holidays.
But that's not saying you can order by the holidays.
you're
That's
gonna have
you
it.
wearing this shit around.
You're gonna have it.
You're gonna be wearing Life's a Party, 4 Local Girls. You're gonna be wearing those shirts.
You're gonna be in your on your couch, opening your gifts. Maybe you get a Life's a Party sweatshirt. I don't know. Maybe that's your gift.
Little Johnny's gonna go underneath this tree, get his little 4 Local Girls t-shirt out, size extra small, and he's gonna wear it to class
And
after break.
that's all we need. You know, we just need some life.
Yeah, we need some Life's a Party.
Life in the party. But that's basically it for coming up. Next week, we are doing a Halloween show. No,
we're not doing a Halloween show
2 weeks from
yet,
now.
but we are gonna do one eventually.
So we're going to do 2 weeks from now. The movie that we asked you to watch, American Murder, we're going to watch next week. So
I saw it. Whoa.
Paul
didn't.
We're going to talk about it next week.
Whoa.
Just a lot been going on.
Whoa. I want to say something about it, but I can't.
What? Oh, okay.
No, we'll wait till next week.
But
so have another week to watch it.
Yeah, you have one more week to watch American Murder.
That's like what kids love to hear. Like when the teacher says, I'll give you another week to finish your homework.
There you go.
Finish your homework. You have another week to complete it. Don't fuck it up. Sorry.
So that's been our show. Watch American Murder, and that's a sports show, baby.
Sports show.
Wrap
sports
it up.
Show. Maybe we'll do it again. All right, love you guys. Definitely share this video and whatnot. And as always, music, take us out.
Thank you. Peace.